4 years ago, we got a fun-filled, action-packed flick in the form of Nobody, which eventually became a decent success despite the COVID was still going. And now, 4 years later, we got a new sequel in Nobody 2, now playing in theaters. But is it anywhere as good as its predecessor? Or is this one gonna make you feel like you're an absolute complete nobody to anybody? Find out in this spoiler free review right now. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a spoiler-free review of the 2025 action thriller flick Nobody 2, released by Universal, directed by Timo, if I mispronounce this, I apologize, Tishahanto, from a screenplay by Derek Kolstad and Aaron Rabin. Bob Odenkirk, Connie Nielsen, Riza, Colin Salmon, Gage Munroe, Paisley Cadorath, and Christopher Lloyd reprised their roles from the first film, which came out in 2021. This also features as playing new characters John Ortiz, Colin Hanks, and Sharon Stone. Now this film is much more close to like its predecessor, only it's gonna be on more of a fun-filled take with a little bit of a vacation feel and what have you. Because, of course, according to one of my fellow YouTubers, I actually heard in his review, he said that some of this felt like it was Home Alone with a little bit of vacation mixed into it. Of course, a much more brutal take of Home Alone that is. Before you go into this, if you haven't seen my spoiler-free review of the first film, click on that and you can check it out before going to this one. Of course, I won't give the whole story away since this is a spoiler-free review. Okay, there we go. Now, on with the story. After the events of the first film, Hutch Mansell has to go on assignments for the barber as an assassin to pay off the debt he owes after destroying a Russian obshak. His relationship with his family has grown distant as a result, especially with his wife Becca. Wanting a break to be closer to his family, he plans a family trip to Plummerville, which has an amusement park, promising Becca to leave his life as nobody for the vacation. While at an arcade, his teenage son Brady gets in trouble after a teenager named Max destroys a plush meant for his younger sister Sammy. This causes the whole family to get kicked out. When an employee slaps the back of Sammy's head, Hutch impulsively beats up the staff, drawing the ire of both Wyatt, the owner of the amusement park, and Abel, a corrupt sheriff. Wyatt wants Hutch and his family to be kicked out, but Abel secretly tells his men to kill him. And soon the fun really begins. Hutch is attacked by some of Abel's men the next day on the boat, and something happens. But I won't tell you that though. But soon finds out from his brother Harry that Plummerville is a bootlegging route, while the barber informs him that the route belongs to Lindina, whom Abel works for and Wyatt has to pay off. Yes. So, that's all the story I will give to you. Now for my thoughts on Nobody 2. I'm going to say I really liked this. This was almost as good as the first one. Just like I've said about other recent sequels we got in the last couple of months, like Megan 2.0 and then more recently Freakier Friday. But anyway, I do like how this film takes place after the first film and with Hutch and his family going on vacation. I gotta say, it's really fun and what have you, and I really do appreciate them lending some real brutal action to occur, especially in the final act. But I'm not going to Well, spill the beans on that. No way. But I will warn you, they're really intense and even more exceptionally cool and violent, as much as what you could get from the first film. It almost kind of reminded me of, well, some of the traps that were set up in, well, other films like Rambo: Last Blood in ways. But anyway, I feel Nobody 2 is a very good sequel. Upon its release, it's gotten so far 78% on Rotten Tomatoes. Now, although it's a little less than its predecessor, but still decent enough to be certified fresh. They're saying while frumpy action hero Hutch Mansell tries to enjoy a nice vacation, Bob Odenkirk works overtime to make the film a diverting sequel that measures up admirably to the original. And Metacritic has a score of 59. So you got to admit that the cast that the oh I'm getting too far ahead of myself. So you got to admit the film is actually pretty good. Like I said, the action sequences were pretty awesome, especially in the final act. Especially they played some rock and rolling cover of Ring of Fire. Didn't find out who did that though, but that was pretty cool. Unexpected, but good though. Now the story is pretty good. Derek Kolstad wrote the story from a screenplay co-wrote with Aaron Raven. That ended up being not too bad. Now I will point out the film kind of actually starts out in the same way the first film started out, and how it ended as well in ways. So but if you haven't seen it yet, then I don't think you probably won't know what it is because I won't spill that to you either. Now we also have the score from Dominic Lewis, who absolutely does an amazing job on this and what have you. Of course, Lewis has done a ton of things. He's done the music for several films. Of course, more recently, he had done the scores for Karate Kid Legends and Love Hurts, which was a recent Universal release from earlier this year. He also did the score for the Fall Guy last year as well. Plus, the scores for the Peter Rabbit films, The Kingsman, and Bullet Train. So you got to admit, that's pretty cool. Now, for the cast, we have Bob Odenkirk back as Hutch Mansell, and I've got to say, he's absolutely awesome in this, just like last time. Connie Nielsen returns as Becca, Hutch's wife, and I've got to say she's pretty good. That's what makes the film a little bit good in my view over the first one, because we see more of Hutch's family in this. Well, in other words, the rest of the Mansell clan. Now Rizza returns as Harry, Hutch's adopted younger brother, who's also still good, and Christopher Lloyd as David, Hutch's father and a retired FBI agent. I'm going to say he was very good. I'll give you a little heads up in case you haven't noticed. I recently saw him appear in a couple episodes of the new season of Wednesday on Netflix. I'm going to try and talk about that. I definitely need to talk about that show in a future upcoming TV log special, but let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. Colin Salmon plays the barber, Hutch's former government handler. I will say he's good. Gage Munroe plays Hutch's young son, a teenage son, as Brady, and Paisley Cadorath returns as Hutch's young daughter, Sammy. They're pretty good. Now, and for the rest of the cast, well, for the new cast, we have John Ortiz as Wyatt Martin, the corrupt theme park operator. Yeah, he turns out to be a me at first, but soon, well, I won't tell you how that turned out for this guy. Just see for yourself. You think he might be the bae, but you would be wrong. But I'm not. But that's not really spilling too much. Let's see. Colin Hanks. Yes, Tom Hanks' son appears as Abel. I will say it was pretty cool to see him in this. But what really surprised me was Sharon Stone. Yes, haven't seen that woman in a long time. She plays Lindina, the mastermind behind a bootleg operation. Yes, the real baddie of the film. That I don't think was spoiled much, but don't worry. I think some of you probably already knew that. But anyway, Nobody 2 ends up being a fun filled thrill ride. It had lots of good action sequences and what have you. It was just so good. And again, Bob Odenkirk as Hutch really steals the show just about every time. I'll tell you that. Now, so far, the film's done okay. Well, it did, well, be out the opening for its predecessor, but it didn't do so hot, though, for expectations. But still, the film's done okay. It has gone on to make 14 million worldwide on its $25 million budget, and I wish it the best of luck of getting a little more. It'll need it in case we get a third one. And if we do, let's hope for the best. It'll be a good one. But anyway, Nobody 2, I think, was absolutely good. It's almost as good as the first, and I liked it just about as much as the first. So this is a film you must check out. If you like the first one, then you're going to really enjoy the second one. So Nobody 2, it's worth a go for. It's got a pretty good story and direction, great characters, most of the same great cast from the first film, along with a few new additions. Good score and good music as well, and absolutely superb action sequences. For my score, I'm going to give Nobody 2 5 stars, which of course means on a scale of 1 to 10, you guessed it, it gets a 10. So, what did you think of Nobody 2? Have you seen this yet? If so, let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. I'm almost there to 1,000. Keep up the good work. Join me next time when I bring to you the next episode of my Wide World of Game Shows series. I believe that's coming up. Please stand by. Yes, I was right. Next time will be the next Wide World of Game Shows episode where I'll be talking about the Quiz Kids Challenge. So that'll do it for this review. If you liked it, check out my reviews for these other films that were pretty brutal and what have you and violent. If you like this, check out my review of Bullet Train in the upper left hand corner. Or go to the upper right hand corner and see my spoiler free review of The Fall Guy from last year. Bullet Train's also spoiler free. Or if you'd like another recent brutal flick, check out my spoiler free review of the John Wick spin-off Ballerina in the bottom left hand corner. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe if you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc. Then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya.